Today we're installing animated center console lights for the Model 3 Highland, refresh Model 3, but the Model 3 with this center console. So you can see we've got some installed in ours. We've set it to purple to match the factory lights, but you can set it a million different ways, and we'll go over that in some detail in a second. This is kind of building on the sort of success of our animated dash lights for the original Model 3 and Model Y, and we're working on a version for first generation center consoles as well. So we'll have everything covered pretty soon. But for this one, here's what's in the box. So we have two of the light strips. They're made of high definition micro LEDs, and we'll go into more details on those in a second. I'm going to keep them in the bag because they want to recoil and straighten themselves out. And then the rest of the stuff to make up the kit. Trim tool. So this is very thin. It's about 1.6 millimeters thick. It wedges into the trim, and obviously we'll cover that in installation. We have this occupancy sensor. So the way this works, it detects movement, sound, temperature in the car, and basically does a really good job of determining whether someone's in the car or not. And if they're not, the lights go out. The reason we do that is all of the Teslas take a long time to time out the USB ports. Depending on your car or model year, you know, it might be tied to Sentry mode, might not be, but either way, in the Highland, the USB-C port takes about 30 minutes to be unpowered. So we put this in the loop. This basically turns everything off between 30 seconds and 1 minute later. And then we have a USB-A to C adapter. And then the important bit is the Bluetooth controller. This is what drives the LEDs. There's a QR code on here that you can scan to download the app. The app doesn't track you, it doesn't ask you to sign in, it doesn't do anything that kind of invades your privacy, so it's up to you if you need it. There is also a button on here as well, so on board you've got I think 20 or 25 effects you can just cycle through, and if you need more you can download the app, and I'll show you that very briefly in a second. Also included some gel tape, not really needed for this application though. Alright, let's quickly plug it in. Let me grab this. Plug these in just for a quick demo of what it does. Sort that plug out in a second. Okay, so these are two strips, and I'm going to take it out of the bag now. This is what they look like. You can see they're super bright. Brightness is adjustable, everything's adjustable. So using the button on the controller, you can cycle through some basic modes. It'll always remember the last mode it was set to, so some of these are going to be sound activated. Let me just scroll through to the solids real quick. Okay, so obviously all the solid colors we set ours to purple, that one. Then you kind of get into the rainbow effects, which are just beautiful, and then there's a bunch of other effects. However, if that's not enough for you, you can use the app. Let me show you real quick. That's what it looks like. So let's go back. Scanning, found it. So basic static colors, loads of those, or not loads of them, but you can add your own custom colors if you want as well. Then there's 100 and, no, there's more than that, there's 210 modes in here. So you can favorite these. As I say, the last one used is what it remembers. So just, you know, take your pick from all of them. Some of these are also sound activated, so if you want kind of the old school graphic equalizer effect, then you can do that as well. So loads of options. Let's get to the installation. Okay, so here we are on the driver's side, of course, big clue. So we're going to thread, this is where it goes, in this sort of gap between this carpet-like material and the pleather of the center console. We're going to start at this end. Let me just wind back the chair real quick. I should say getting angles on this is pretty tricky, so I'm wearing my meta glasses too. So I'll give you a bird's eye, somewhat seasick view of events too, but let's get this tucked in first. And that's what we're aiming for. So we're going to run the wire along here and then into the center console at the end. So we're just going to work our way along. Now I've already had a light kit in here, so this is going in a little easier than perhaps you might experience, but it does go in. So of course use the pry tool if you need to. And the way to use the pry tool is kind of just get just a little bit ahead of where the light strip is going, and then just kind of sort of, you know, push it in like that. As I say, it's not necessarily as easy in all the spots. It just depends on, you know, fit and finish of your tester. But if you can get this in there, then certainly the light strip will go in there too. So I'm going to work my way along. Now the goal is to make it look factory, right? So it looks the same as the other LED lights in your Highland. So we want a consistent sort of feel. When you run your finger across here, you want it sort of flush, or at least at the same kind of basic level as the center console. So let's keep on going. There we go. Now we're going to spin over to the passenger side and do the same thing over there, and then we'll get it all hooked up. So over here on the passenger side, this is our little Velcro cubby, little storage thing. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start at this end. Be careful with this connector. The whole thing, you know, this is a micro LED strip, so it is a little fragile. So we're looking white side out again. I'm just going to tuck that in up here. I'm going to work our way along. Okay, get it a little tight in here. So same as before, we're just going to use the pry tool, just open it up. Now sometimes you can kind of slide it in over the top of the tool, other times you have to kind of chase along behind it, but that's going in, mostly going in pretty easy. Okay, let's keep going. Tuck that in. If for any reason you can lose a lot of the extra length up here, but you can also trim this as well. So here's a random bit lying around on the floor that we trimmed off before. So you can cut it wherever you need to. It's self-sensing, so it knows its length, if you like. So as long as both sides are the same length or close to the same length, then no issues with keeping everything in sync. But as you can see, that's looking pretty good. Running my finger along here, it's all pretty flush. So I'm going to try and push that in just a little bit more. Okay, so now we want to channel it in here. Okay, so now we're going to get this and just kind of bring it over. Don't twist it, just sort of, you know, maneuver it around. As you can see, I'm just using fingertips at the moment. I'll grab the tool if we need to, just to help push that behind there. And I should say that this whole trim piece pops off completely. It's just held on with clips. We try not to do that. You know, we try and make our installs as easy as we possibly can. But if need be, if for some reason that it's just not getting under there, then we can just pull that piece off. And maybe I'll do that on the driver's side just so you can show it. So I'm just trying to, let's use the other end just to get that last bit in there. And of course, this is nothing you'll even see because the seat is way back at the moment anyway. So we have that routed there. Let's go over and do the same on the driver's side. Okay, over here on the driver's side, we're going to do the same thing. Just bring this around, kind of tuck it in there. Use the tool or your fingernails just to push it through. Excellent, so now we've got both tails in the glove box, or sorry, in the center console. So let's go ahead and get it hooked up. Okay, so now we just need to hook up the power. So we're going to take the tray out. This is something we sell. It's got a silicone liner, so easy cleanup. This thing here is also something we sell, just a little liner for the bottom of your center console. And I guess while we're here, we also have this, which is retractable USB-C and lightning, so easy charging. Kind of just exposes the ports down there a bit better, or not ports, but the cigarette lighter. Okay, so let's get this hooked up. So the basic hookup is we're going to put this in line, so plug that into there. The Bluetooth controller will go into here, we'll plug that in a second, and then this goes into here. So just to explain that, so this is your occupancy sensor. It really just needs to hang out in the bottom of your center console. Don't give that too much thought. trust me when I say it just works. It's kind of magical in that way, and you'll see that in the reviews if you want to check those. And let's get this hooked up first, like so. Okay, and then we'll plug that into here. And there we go, we have power. Tuck that down there. Obviously you can tidy up the wires as much or as little as you want to, but hopefully you can see now I can just toggle through some of the settings quite easily. In fact, let's kill some of the lights we've got in here at the moment, so it's a bit better. So just scrolling through some of the settings, and as I showed you earlier, if you want more you can just connect it to your app on your cell phone. As a reminder, you can either scan the QR code here or go to our help page and you'll see the link for the app. But I'm happy with that. That matches the factory finish we got going on with the LED light strip. That's how easy it is to install. Thank you for watching.